Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is match 1 in a best-of-3 series. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Fairfield, Connecticut, the Blueprint, Matt Morgan!
For Matt Morgan, this 3-match series against AJ Styles could be a career changer. He is just 2 wins away from moving into his first pay-per-view main event, a World Heavyweight Championship match at Hard Justice on August the 16th against Sting, and whoever will be World Heavyweight Champion pending tonight's Impact main event. As Matt Morgan said earlier, it's no secret that I want to be a part of the main event mafia. And in my mind, a win in this series could open that door and could secure Matt Morgan's spot with Kurt Angle and company.
He is a TNA original, one of only 2 current superstars who competed in TNA's first ever event 7 years ago. A high flyer, a risk taker. His in-ring prowess can only be described as phenomenal. He is TNA's only Grand Slam champion. He is the incomparable AJ Styles.
His opponent, from Gainesville, Georgia, the phenomenal AJ Styles!
This is it for AJ, TNA's first ever Grand Slam champion. Looks to move right back into the TNA World Heavyweight title picture at Hard Justice. Phenomenal AJ Styles gets that chance. This is match number 1 in the best-of-3 series against Matt Morgan, and it's up next when we return to Impact. AJ Styles admits that Matt Morgan may be bigger, maybe stronger, maybe even more intimidating, but AJ is not going to be bullied. He said, Matt Morgan, you have found your fight, and we are all about to witness match number 1 in the best-of-3 series, and there's so much at stake here, Don.
And the timing couldn't be more perfect for Matt Morgan. I mean, think about it. It's called a slump in baseball, and AJ Styles is kind of going through one right now. He even mentioned it, losing to Kevin Nash at Victory Road, losing that Legends title. And then not seeing Eric Young in the direction he's been going and upset when he turned on him. I mean, everybody could see that one a mile away. AJ right now is out of sync, and it's perfect for Matt Morgan.
You know, I look back over the 200 episodes of Impact, and I think about how AJ's career has advanced right before our very eyes here. We've seen him go from X Division champion to tag team champion to world champion, even Legends champion, becoming the only Grand Slam champion in TNA's history. And, you know, I touched on that X Division, which is really where AJ got his start. And I want to remind everybody that at Hard Justice, there will be a #1 X Division title contenders match, but it's going to be contested in the Steel Asylum.
One of my favorite matches and one of the most physically challenging matches in the history of TNA, where the X Division athletes have to find a way to climb through the top of that steel structure and try to become the #1 contender.
AJ gonna come flying off the ropes, ducks the Morgan clothesline, meets him in mid-ring, but the Blueprint caught him and gonna try and catapult him. AJ with the punches, and Morgan able to move his head, stay out of the way of the contact, and then AJ goes flying over the top and down to the floor.
No substitute for height, no substitute for strength, as AJ couldn't reach the chin of Matt Morgan, and Matt Morgan just catapulted him over the top rope, and AJ in pain.
Yeah, you talked about the height, the overall power, the size advantage that Morgan has, but it's a unique situation for AJ because he actually has the experience edge over an opponent, and that's unusual for AJ Styles. He finds himself on a weekly basis facing the Angles and the Nashes and the Booker T's and the like, but tonight, AJ's been there before in these big, high-profile matches. Can't say the same for the Blueprint Matt Morgan.
Well, you know what? Matt Morgan reminds me of AJ a little bit in this sense. He's hungry like AJ Styles used to be when AJ Styles was chasing all those titles that you talked about. Matt Morgan's got that hunger right now. He wants to impress Kurt Angle. He wants to become a part of that main event mafia, and I mean, this is it right here. All he's got to do is win 2 out of 3 of these matches, and he gets in that main event, in that championship match at Hard Justice, and you know Kurt Angle is going to be so confident having Matt Morgan in that matchup with him.
You know, I also think that Kurt Angle has to be upset over Samoa Joe's loss to Hernandez earlier tonight, especially that coming 1 week after Bobby Lashley rejects Angle in the main event Mafia offer. And, you know, things aren't going too smoothly all of a sudden for your main event Mafia boys just when you thought you had total domination here in TNA.
Well, you think you see chinks in the armor? You think the main event Mafia is falling apart? Let me tell you something. You lose a Bobby Lashley, you gain a Matt Morgan. I mean, there's a pretty darn good replacement in my mind, having Matt Morgan come into fruition in the main event Mafia. I mean, yes, sometimes things aren't going to go your way. That's because everybody's targeting you. Everybody's after you. So every now and then, somebody gets one up on you, but the bottom line is, the power is still with the Mafia, like the power of Matt Morgan.
2! What a shot by Matt Morgan. Speaking of bottom lines, as AJ Styles was elevated by Morgan and then thrown with impact directly into the corner turnbuckles, AJ just bounced back out of the corner, and I thought that the blueprint was going to put him away and take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-3 series.
Well, he's getting the momentum. He's definitely in control, but AJ using that speed, and you can see there's where the size kind of came at a disadvantage for Big Mac.
Speed, agility, and maybe a little bit of the experience edge as well enable Styles to move out of the way of the on-rushing blueprint. AJ trying to get it together. Morgan stalking him from behind. AJ unleashes the chops, the knife-edge shots, series of forearms to the top of the head. Here comes Styles off the ropes. Perfect drop kick to the chest, but the big man's still on his feet.
Can't knock him down. That's the amazing thing about him.
Oh, how about that? That took him off his feet.
I'll tell you, AJ Styles always shows resilience. I mean, that's one thing about him. He's a special athlete. I've always said it. We've always known it.
Big corner shot with the clothesline. AJ out to the apron. Stops, measures, and hits the flying forearm off the top. Right into the pin. Leg hooked, and no, just 2. Morgan barely got that shoulder up before the 3.
But the bottom line is he got the shoulder up before the 3. Most people can't do it. I mean, AJ can keep chopping that tree, but he doesn't knock it down until he gets the pin.
Quick reversal cuts off AJ's offense. And how about that knee right into the gut?
It's just impressive the power that this guy has. I mean, really and truly, we've both talked about it, Mike. I know you'll admit it. We look.
Oh, what a Pele shot by AJ!
Out of nowhere.
Again, caught the blueprint. Completely unaware with the shot, but the key is AJ going to be able to take it to the next step? Can he take advantage of a dazed Morgan? AJ going to go springboard. 450 splash! Pin, 2, got it!
The winner of match 1, the phenomenal AJ Styles!
What a win for AJ Styles. What a win for the TNA Originals. He takes a 1-0 lead in the best-of-3 series. Let's review what we just witnessed.
And you can see it was all Matt Morgan at this point, using that height and that power to his advantage. Here's another example of that power that he had. But AJ Styles started making his comeback that ended with that 450 splash. Look at that again, and even that was too much for Big Matt Morgan, but keep in mind, that's only 1. You gotta get 2.
That is step number 1 in advancing to the Hard Justice main event. Match number 2 next week on Impact.
Tracy.